Welcome to episode 15 of The Inside Bite. I'm your host, Tim Schaefer. I'm here with my co-host, Rudy, and we have a whole cast here because we're doing a Super Smash Bros. End of an Era episode, and we're going to talk all on Smash. But before we even get into all of that, I wanted to do a whole 20 questions deal with everyone here on the panel before we get started. Figured to have some fun with that. And first, we have... Should we just go through first and last name? Screw it. Anyway, we got Jake Villar here. Hi. Doni Kenney. Dave. No, I'm joking. How do you say your last name, Dave?
Bouchard.
Okay, Dave Bouchard. And then we got Tony Baloney here. That is his official last name.
Love it.
Okay, and then
Tony's like, fine, I'll go with
that. They've literally said it my entire life.
I know, it's the corniest thing ever. Anyway, so, yeah, we're going to start with the 20 questions here. I have the game in my head. I know a lot about it, so I feel pretty confident I can answer whatever question you'll have. But, go ahead. What's your first question?
All right. Do you guys want to ask, did it come out in the year 2000 or further on?
I think that's a little too general. Why don't we start with like...
Well, you cut it in half.
Is it a home console? Is it a home console game? Is it a PC game? Is it portable? Something like that.
If we ask the year, can he just tell us what year?
Oh, sorry. So we have a 10-minute time limit. So look at the clock right now. We'll say 10:57. Okay, so at 11:07.
All right. Wait. Can I just get a clarification on one thing, please, host? Please?
Let's just do. What? I guess one quick question.
If Dave says, "Is it a Xbox 360 game?" Does that mean it's only on there, or he has to be more specific? It's an exclusive.
He has to be more specific.
So Dave, that's why I don't know if that will really benefit us that much, but
anyway.
I think so.
Okay.
All right, go for it.
Narrow it down to like, is it a console exclusive game, or is it a portable exclusive game?
All right, go.
Something like that.
Start it off.
I want to get the rest of
Go ahead.
All right.
Start it off.
Is it a console exclusive video game?
Yes.
So that means it could be on PC as well, though, right?
No, he's saying console exclusive. It's a console exclusive.
Only on a console.
Okay, fine.
So that narrows down a lot.
All right.
Do these have to be yes and no questions?
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay.
So what's another one you guys got?
Well, now I think.
What year did it come out?
No, it's gotta be yes or no. So
you're gonna guess every year.
Let's just say, did it come out from the GameCube, PS2, Xbox generation forward? Yes or no?
That's a good question. Oh, thanks. Forward or just that generation?
Well, you know what? Let's just say just that gen. Fine.
Okay. Yeah, that's fair.
No.
Okay. So. Do you want to keep going forward, or
we could ask like, is it from the 16-bit era? Is it from the 32-bit era? Is it from the 8-bit era? Like one of those. That way it narrows it down to NES.
It's probably something
Master
fresh
System.
in Tim's head. I'm gonna say it's probably from last generation, but I don't know if you want to burn a question on that.
I think I already know what it is. I haven't even asked a single question.
Well, narrow it down then. Go ahead.
Does that count if he says, is it this game? Is it X game?
If you guess, that's your guess, and the game's over once you guess.
Yeah, no, you can't do that.
Oh, sheesh. God, permadeath.
So Jake, ask a question to narrow it down.
I just want to know, did it come out in the 90s?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Okay,
right.
So we're looking at probably a 16-bit era game.
Right.
And early
You should try to figure out what genre it is, or what style, platform, shooter.
Let me think here. So
console game,
90s,
and it was not GameCube, PS2, Xbox. So
right.
We're looking at probably PlayStation 1 or Super Nintendo.
Or Nintendo 64.
Or Nintendo 64.
We should probably.
I'm thinking Super Nintendo right now, but
that's what I'm leaning towards.
Just me.
All right.
We could just straight up say, is it a 16-bit game? And that'll narrow it to Super Nintendo.
Or is it on a Nintendo system? Find out if it's NES and 64 or Super Nintendo.
Do you want to do that? Yeah.
Is it on a Nintendo system? Yeah.
Is it on a Nintendo console?
No.
Oh,
My game is out the water.
all right.
All right,
So
so
maybe
I'm thinking
Sega
we're
or
looking at either Sega,
Yeah.
Sony,
PlayStation.
and he said it did come out in the 90s, right?
How many questions is
Yeah.
that? Four so far?
Yes, that's 4.
1, 2, 3, 4. Okay.
We're using a lot of time too, so we need to start.
Yeah,
spitting out
Yes.
questions.
Okay.
Did
It's only been
was
2 minutes.
Dreamcast-
You're good.
Dreamcast was in the 90s, was it? Because that might
Yeah,
add to the.
Dreamcast was in
It was
there.
just the cutoff.
Yeah,
I don't
Shenmue
feel like
released
you
in
would
Yeah.
have a
99,
Dreamcast
so
game
yeah.
though. I don't
Okay,
remember him
yeah.
playing a lot of Dreamcast.
So I
games.
say
Gotcha,
we could
gotcha.
do, is it 16-bit, 32-bit? That way it narrows down the console range a little more.
Okay,
What do
so
you guys think?
that's not a bad. If we say 32, that's what PlayStation 1.
PlayStation and 64.
It just leaves PlayStation
But-
because it's not.
Wait,
an
isn't 64? Isn't that technically
64? But it's that 32-bit era. You know what I mean?
I'd
Where
say
And it's
Yeah.
not on a Nintendo system, so I'm
Yeah,
thinking
it covers a
PlayStation.
lot of consoles in that
Sega,
period, so
Yeah.
Is it on? I'm just doing
I
it.
say
Is it
yeah,
on
go,
like on
PS1?
PlayStation.
Is it on
Is
PS1?
it on PS1?
Yes.
Ooh, okay.
Ooh,
It's gonna be a JRPG.
That was a good
Yeah.
play. That was a good
Is it a
play.
JRPG? Is it a
Yeah,
JRPG?
is it a JRPG?
No.
Oh, okay.
Ooh.
What is that? Six questions. All right. PlayStation 1, right?
We could ask if it's a
console
mascot
exclusive.
game. You know what I mean?
I mean, y'all have gotten pretty
like-
far in 6 questions.
Like Klonoa,
It's pretty
Crash
good.
Bandicoot,
Right,
someone like
right.
that. You know what I mean?
Um,
Or like a platformer or something.
let me think.
Now I think it's a good time to narrow down the genre.
Yeah,
since
big
we know the
genres. We
console.
got like platformers, fighters.
Sure.
He already rolled out JRPGs.
Mhm.
Let's take a
Shooters.
think here.
It'd be a
Shooters.
stealth game like Metal Gear
Yeah, I was about to
Solid.
say
or something.
Or
stealth
maybe-
game, yeah.
Maybe knowing the perspective in the game would help. You think?
Like first. Oh, there weren't many
Oh.
first-person games in the PS1 era though.
Yeah,
Okay.
there wasn't a lot of first person at all.
True.
Unless you're looking at like Kingsfield or something, but
It's not a JRPG.
Have y'all played Kingsfield? It's pretty AIDS.
yeah, it's not great. Yeah.
I'm just
Um,
rolling with the question. What do you guys think? Do you use like? Is there guns used in the game?
That's a good
Yeah.
one.
it's a good one. Yeah,
Yeah,
we'll
ask
narrow it down.
You
Are
use
there
guns in the game?
You use guns. Uh-oh.
We stumped them, boys.
If you don't have an answer for us, we don't. that doesn't-
Yeah,
Make it a
it doesn't
5-minute
count.
Okay.
It's not going to be like Metal Gear Solid or something.
It
then He
it
would've
does
said yes
it doesn't count. That's too hard to answer.
Okay, fine.
That answered it for me.
Let me think.
So let's keep
PS1,
Share the
listing out
90s
some genres. I think.
games.
You want to just
Could
ask? Is it a
be-
platformer?
Yeah.
Hold
I was
on.
about to say there's
Sorry. I don't want to
Yeah.
ruin it too much either. Technically, yes. Okay, let's just say that.
For the gun one?
Yeah.
Okay.
Because I don't want y'all to get it wrong because of that. Technically, yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Is it a Japanese-made game? An American-made game?
Well,
Does
you
that
gotta pick
narrow it
one.
down? Yeah, like, do you think that'd be a good narrow?
Oh.
Yeah, I think so. We have plenty of questions to ask.
Yeah, we got a few to burn.
Is
So.
it a
We have
Japanese
over 10.
game?
No.
No, it's
Okay.
not. Okay.
I think.
got it.
Go ahead,
Jim.
Rudy.
Okay. I was just gonna say, is it? Are you guys okay with me asking? Is it made by one of PlayStation's studios, their first-party studios?
Yeah, that's a good one. I think.
Okay.
Yes.
So let's test that. That's what I thought. Okay. Now we know it's made by Sony's first party, right? And let me see. Use guns technically, right?
sounds like
Maybe like Siphon Filter or something.
Ooh, Siphon
I was
Filter.
thinking
okay.
like Ratchet and Clank.
Ratchet and Clank.
I don't think
There's
that was
shooting in
PS1
that, but
though.
it's not his primary focus.
What'd you say, Dave?
I didn't think Ratchet and Clank was on PS1 though. Isn't
Do
that-
you shoot
Oh.
guns in Crash
think that-
Bandicoot as well?
You do at times. You shoot. They're not like guns. in
Yeah,
the
I know.
typical sense, but-
Yeah.
But you do.
We could ask about platformers. That would help with that one.
Yeah, that's probably a big one.
Yeah. So
Good with that.
you want to ask that?
Yeah,
What-
Tim, is it a platformer?
No.
Not a platformer.
What about is the main character a human? You know what I mean? Like, is it like a Gex game, or like, is it do you play as a person? You know what I mean? Or is it like a, you know,
Good question.
like we try to narrow down the main character that could make the game real easy to guess for
So
us.
we
you know
can
what I
just
mean?
say, do you play as a human as the main character? You want to ask that? What
You
do
want to
guys
ask?
think? Yeah.
So
we-
yes,
Go
it's
ahead,
not.
go ahead.
Doesn't
Yeah,
count.
You don't.
What?
Okay.
You don't. Okay.
All right, so
Was Ratchet and Clank on?
Pyro, Crash
PS1?
Bandicoot, Ratchet. and
those
Clank.
are.
But he said it's
those
not
are
a platformer.
Oh, yeah,
so
yeah,
you're right.
yeah.
You're right. Wait, is Ratchet?
That was
Really?
10. That was 10 questions.
That's
So
10. I guess
How
Ratchet.
much
Ratchet
time do
and
we
Clank
have?
was on the PS1.
I don't know. Yeah, I don't.
don't worry.
PS2.
Don't worry about time. We're gonna finish in time anyway. I was trying to do a time because I didn't want it to drag on too long. But
Mhm.
y'all are good. I'm not
Okay,
worried about time.
let's think. So
It's not a
90s
platformer.
PS1. It's made by one of PlayStation Studios. Let me think.
Have we narrowed down the genre yet? We know it's not a
No.
JRPG,
We know it's not a platformer.
not a Japanese mid game, not a
It
platformer.
must be some sort of
You don't
shooter
play as a
technically.
human.
Like, is there any fighting games that are Sony exclusive that early on?
Like
I don't think so.
Tabal.
He said no
What's- did
humans.
Soul
So
Calibur?
that would,
You don't play as- you don't play as
Dreamcast in the
human.
90s.
yeah.
as the main character. What
And a lot of fighters, not really a main character. It's just a bunch. So
Right.
necessarily not all.
What other genres can we just list off that would make it?
Well, I was gonna say shooters, but when he answered the gun question, it seems like you're not
Yeah, that
using
doesn't
guns
make any
all the time.
sense.
I mean, unless it's like Super Noah's Ark 3D, you're technically not using guns. You're using a slingshot. But...
Is it Super Noah's Ark 3D? I'm just kidding.
That was Super
but we know-
Nintendo, right?
Yeah, Super Nintendo.
Yeah.
And you don't play as a human. That's like the biggest
Trying-
stump right there.
I'm trying to remember any PS1 games where I was like an animal or something like that.
Right.
I was
can't
thinking
remember.
I just
Perfect.
want to
Like-
reiterate, y'all all know the game. Like, it isn't some obscure, crazy, dumb crap. Okay, I'm not trying to
All right,
trick y'all
all
or
right.
anything. Okay.
So we got 10 more questions to go. Do we want? I mean, I know you guys said there wasn't a lot of first person, but I feel like if I knew it was a third person game, like over the shoulder, maybe that would help. But I don't know. I'm just spitballing.
Has it been on any other systems than PS1?
That's a good one.
Yes,
Like you mean today, Jake? Or you mean
it has.
at any point? Okay.
Now,
Third person, or excuse me.
Is it Sony exclusive? Have we already narrowed that?
yes.
PS1, yeah.
Yeah,
It's PS1.
and it's
Came out
made
on other
and it's
games.
made-
Are there
made by-
sequels?
by their first. Ooh, good question.
That's a good one.
Are there any sequels to it?
Yes.
Okay. Well, so let's think. Think of PlayStation's
So that's y'all are on
12. Was that 12?
13 now.
12.
That was 12. Now
Yeah.
you're 13.
Yeah, we're going to 13 now.
All right, so
So
we know there's
PlayStation-
sequels. It's Animal.
Has sequels,
Are they not
non-human.
Naughty
Shit,
Dog.
we only narrowed
Naughty-
down 3 things with 12 questions.
But yeah, you're right. But they're pretty big things. It can't
Um,
be. So it's not.
I listen to Game Scoop a lot. Y'all are actually in good progress right now. Let's just
Yeah.
say that.
No, this is pretty good from what I can tell.
I feel good. I think we're gonna figure this out by like 15.
Let me think. What other?
What about like
studios
is
do they have?
because what about like I'm thinking like Crash Team Racing or something like.
Sure.
Like, should
But
we
they never made it-
because
did they ever make a
you're
sequel?
You're technically shooting. Yeah, they did. Nitro Fueled.
Oh yeah, they did.
It's technically not shooting. It's not a gun, but you're shooting kind of. So
Who
and
made?
we play as humans.
Yeah, we haven't asked.
If
Wait.
it's a racing game.
Wait, Naughty Dog made Crash Team Racing, right? Or am I wrong
I
about
think
that?
so. I think.
Oh, I have a game idea. I think it could be. That
Hmm.
kind of makes sense.
Is it? Should we
Do you-
ask? Is it?
Yeah.
Go ahead,
What do you
go
think
ahead.
about us? Do you use
I-
vehicles in the game?
Yeah, that's what I was gonna ask.
That's a good one.
Yes.
Uh-oh.
Oh, okay.
All right,
it could
so-
be Twisted Metal too. It could be
Yeah.
Well,
Twisted Metal.
they're human.
Okay,
though, for the
so
most part.
That's
let's
true.
just-
They are human in Twisted Metal.
Unless
let's-
he's not.
But,
Unless
like-
he's saying like you're a vehicle, not necessarily the.
Yeah.
I
No,
don't
well,
know.
hold on,
Yeah,
guys.
yeah.
I think that was huge. Think about it. It's
Yeah,
got it.
huge.
At this point, we should just ask if Naughty Dog made this game, and if not, then
Yeah,
who
yeah,
made-
ask. Yeah, good call.
All right. So, is this made by the developers Naughty Dog?
No.
Oh,
Well, don't forget,
Unless I'm
Insomniac
wrong,
was
that they
also
didn't.
huge back then too. They made
Yeah, but what-
Spyro and
what kart race? Did they make a Little Big Planet kart racer too? Did they make one?
No, not on PS1.
Oh, not on PS1. Duh.
I'm
Wow.
thinking Twisted Metal.
It's got. If it's not Naughty Dog, it's got to be.
We could ask, is it well? What? How many questions are we on? 15 now or 14?
Y'all answered 14. You're on 15.
We could
Why am I
ask if it's
why
a
am I drawing a
racing
blank
game.
right now? Well, they said vehicles already, right? So I feel like
is this a multiplayer game?
Yes.
it's got to be.
Okay.
But who made Twisted Metal again? Why is it not ringing a
I
bell?
can't remember off the top of my head.
Not sure.
What's the name of the main character?
Didn't David
Twisted
Daffy
Metal?
make Twisted Metal?
I think.
What's the name of the ice cream truck or whatever?
Sweet
with the
Tooth?
skeleton?
Sweet Tooth.
Ask if
Sweet
Sweet
Tooth.
Tooth's
Is
in the
there,
game.
is there a character named Sweet Tooth in this game?
Yes.
Yes. all right. Wait. Let's just be sure though. Twisted Metal, the original, was the one on PS1, right?
Yeah. It's Twisted
Metal.
Metal.
But wasn't Twisted Metal 2 also on
There is a
PS1?
Twisted Metal 2 and 3, I think, on PS1.
Okay,
Is this
we got a
game
few
the
questions.
original of the series?
No.
Okay,
Oh, shit.
hold on. Let's be
Okay,
careful.
y'all are on question 17 now.
All right, so we
We
have.
got
the
this.
number
We
2
know
in
it's
the
on
title.
PS.
Wait, hold on. On PS1 there was Twisted Metal 2, and then
I think
was
3
3
also.
was also on PS1, I believe,
I
and
think
then
three.
Black came out on PS2.
Black was PS2, PS3.
Okay, so we have 2 questions to burn. Let's just
Hey, he just
It does-
asked.
go
Got to
ahead.
ask if it was in if it ends in an odd number or even number.
Oh, yeah, that works.
Yeah, I mean,
Odd or even, Tim?
Does it end in an odd
Well,
number?
you say odd, so if he says yes for odd, that leaves 1 or 2. He said
Right.
it wasn't original. so
What's
that
the
leaves
question?
3.
does
Wait,
the
hold
number?
on. Should we
just
ask
say
if
the
there's
number?
even a number, just to be safe?
Well, he asked if the.
We
they
have
already
3
asked if it was the
questions.
original.
No,
What is
we
the
only have-
question
Is there a
here?
number in the title? Is there?
We only have
a
2 questions left, so we can't do that. We can just ask, does the title have number 2 in it? Simple as that, right? And then if not, then we
I
go
like
to the
that.
next one.
Yeah.
All right.
I
So
can dig
does
that.
this game's title have the number 2 in it?
Yes.
Yes, it does.
Hey,
All right.
yeah,
here we
let's
go,
go.
baby.
All right, we all agree to make the guess.
Twisted Metal 2?
Yes.
Yep.
Okay. Is the game Twisted Metal 2?
Yes.
All right. Nice job.
Oh, yeah.
Nice.
Nice.
Y'all got it. It was close.
That was super close. Oh, speaking of which, I wish they would make a new one of those games.
Bro, they're talking about. I think it's in development.
I saw
right now.
some
Yeah.
rumors or something.
I really hope it is, dude. I feel like they can make it such a good game.
Well, hopefully it's better than the last one.
Yeah.
dude.
They're
No,
making
that's
a
great.
show as well, or at least there's a lot of rumors of that. And
Yeah.
I think that could be cool.
That was
Jake,
actually a
fix
really
your
fun
camera.
Way to start.
I am.
Okay.
Yeah, well, I love playing 20 questions. It's so much fun every time.
Yeah,
so,
yeah.
especially when I have a big group like this. All right, sweet.
All right. Now on to Smash Talk, because they announced the last character. It was Sora. First of all, right off the bat, let's just jump to that. Like, what did y'all even think of them announcing Sora right there at the end as like the final character? Because the thing is like everyone's got their favorite. You can't really please everyone. But do you think it was a good enough character to please as many people as you could, but it also be a good character on top of that? You know, that balance there. Or do you think there could have been a better character that was just as popular, but also, you know, a good pick?
I think there's 2 things there. I think, was it a good enough send-off for the final character? Yeah, I think so. But was it a character that would get the most hype? I don't think so. I think Master Chief would have been even bigger than that, especially with Halo coming out later this year. I think that would have been
Yeah,
freaking
that's
crazy.
a good question. Is Halo more popular than Kingdom Hearts? I think I don't know, man. That's pretty close.
I think right now, maybe.
I mean, if you always go back to that actual poll they had, it included Master Chief and Sora on there.
Yeah, that's a
and
good
Sora
point.
blew everyone out of the water by like 1,000 votes, and
Sure,
there was
sure.
like, I think it was like 30,000 votes cast or something like that.
Now that was
Sora
during a
won by
time
easy.
when Halo couldn't be any worse. So
Right,
That
Halo's
was like
getting
a good,
bigger
the
now.
Halo era.
Infinite
You
is actually really strong right now.
Oh,
so
man.
Yeah.
So
I feel
good.
like more people who play Smash probably would play Kingdom Hearts more than Halo, so they would appreciate Sora more than Master Chief.
But wait,
I think so.
I don't.
Agree.
I guess both games are not on Nintendo, right? Well, there's a cloud version coming now, but let's just pretend.
well,
That's
they
not
had that
real.
rhythm game.
no, they have
but-
Kingdom
Yeah,
Hearts
sure.
games on
There,
Nintendo.
yeah, there's Kingdom
Yeah,
Hearts on
true.
Nintendo system.
Yeah, you
That's
had
true.
Dream Drop.
There's Game Boy, DS ones.
Yeah,
and
There's like 3 or 4 of them.
ones.
Yeah.
That's true. That's a good point. Yeah, maybe that's true then. I think those IGN polls though, sometimes I mean they voted Dave, just like you were saying before, they voted Chrono Trigger versus some other game. And they
Well,
picked
this
out
isn't IGN. This is straight up
IGN poll?
Smash
Where was
Bros.
that from?
website,
Yeah, it was from like
Oh,
the
that's
officially
Smash Bros. 15
Nintendo
put out that
running
poll,
a poll. Yeah. So.
people online
I was
voting on
honestly
polls,
surprised.
I guess.
I was a little surprised that they didn't make the last character something that was more Nintendo specific, you know?
Yeah.
Like Waluigi or
Yeah, where's
Gino or
Waluigi?
something
Come on,
like that.
Isaac from Golden Age. I know a lot of people.
Are y'all actually upset over the Waluigi thing? I'm not, but I thought it would be cool.
I'm bothered. I'm
I've
bothered by
never
it. Why?
cared. I've
why
never,
is Waluigi
cared.
not in
a
it?
single second.
Why is
Listen,
Waluigi
I
not
don't
in this
think
game right now? I don't understand that.
I never
Yeah.
cared. It would have been funny or cool or whatever, but no.
I mean,
think
I would have been cool from Red from Final Fantasy VII being in the game. Honestly, that would have been.
Oh yeah, that would have been cool.
They have Rob in the game, which I love Rob, but he's like an accessory from 30 years ago, and they don't have Waluigi, really? Who
Yeah.
stars in every freaking
Yeah.
sports Mario game?
I don't
Rob
think-
makes absolutely no sense, as does Game & Watch. I mean, I'm sorry,
Yeah.
but what are
So
these
we
characters
fit
in the
trainer.
game for? Yeah,
Wii Fit Trainer.
Like,
We
what?
Fit Trainer.
Well, that was the hype at the time when they released Brawl and they put Wii Fit Trainer. Was it Brawl
Yeah.
with Wii Fit Trainer or was it?
Yeah,
I
I
think
believe
so.
so.
I think so.
Wait.
Yeah, so it's like the Wii Fit board was all the rage.
so.
back then.
Are we saying that Waluigi would have been a better pick than Sora?
No,
I say
would.
no.
No.
I don't
I
think
don't know.
Nintendo is that much of a meme lord that they would actually put Waluigi in the game as a character. You know what I mean?
But, dude, they have dumber characters than him in there.
The piranha
You know?
plant that Rudy abuses and
Yeah.
destroys us
Yeah.
with.
Piranha Plant is an enemy in a freaking pipe as you walk by. I mean, he's in
But
it, so...
one of the most iconic Mario. One of the
I
most
actually
iconic
really
Nintendo
loved that
franchises of all
announcement,
time,
though. I was actually like, okay, that's cool.
Yeah, me too. Me
Yeah,
too.
yeah.
I think Sora's fine. I just think there could have been picks that would have been bigger, but I think Sora's a fine ending for sure.
I think Sora's like a crowd pleaser. You know,
Yeah.
everyone wants Sora. The only thing that would have competed with it is if they put Goku in the
I mean,
game or
it's
some shit, 'cause
definitely
that was
Sakurai
also
designing
really
because
high
it's his game.
100% agree.
I wanted Goku. I did. I know it'd be
everyone wanted
stupid. I know
Yeah.
there'd be a ton of haters and all that, but I actually did want Goku.
He said he'd never do any character that
I
didn't start
know.
as
I
a
don't
video
care.
game, right?
I just wanted Goku.
I know it would have been
I
awesome. though.
honestly think Sora was a great addition because it's it's like a good send off, and like even Sakurai himself, like in the announcement trailer, he was like, "What?" And like
I
he
think we
said
can
yes to
all
people,
agree
you know?
that we're happy it wasn't another Fire Emblem sword user.
I was just gonna
Yeah,
say,
yeah.
we could have got Sora and Master Chief had it not been for the 37.
Now imagine if it was just popularity and we got like
Oh, God.
Fortnite default or something.
Oh no,
God.
please!
Yeah. I know most people are going to be happy with Sword. I know I'm happy because I love
Yeah.
Kingdom Hearts, but
Yeah,
I'm
I
happy.
know there's going to be haters on Reddit.
course.
They're like, great, another sword counter character.
Yeah.
Oh,
there are always just
I-
haters on these
Yeah,
characters.
yeah.
I think he
I
actually
really
plays
agree.
quite different. His combos are very unique to just him. I love the way it does just like the games do with the 1, 2, 3 thing. Anyway,
cool.
Yeah.
it was cool. It was cool.
That's really nice.
But so going
just
back
an
to the
opportunity
OG
to
of
let
Smash, what game did all of y'all start with? Like, what was the first Smash game you played?
The
I would
original.
get a hand-
N64
show of
one for
hands
me.
for
Or-
N64.
Did we
Yeah.
all play N64? Nice.
Before.
nice.
That's
Yeah.
where I
Yeah.
started.
Okay. I was just
Got
seeing
it.
where
Old-
we're
old
at
Smash
there.
heads.
Got it. After I saw that commercial, I picked that up day one. Me and you, remember that one?
Yeah.
We're just picking each other. Yeah, I love that one.
Yeah, yeah. It was so good. That was one of the
yeah.
best commercials
We had
of
like
all
a full
time.
group for that one.
Easily.
It's great, man.
Who was your first like main character? Like not the first person you ever even picked, but one you were
Right.
like, "Oh, I'm picking
One
him.
you were
He's
stuck
my
on.
main." And back in N64 days, who was that?
Samus.
Link for me.
Yeah.
I was
Nice.
a Captain Falcon back in the day, the original.
I was Samus. I like to steal kills, so I would just charge the gun up and shoot it across the map every single time.
I'm
just like
nonstop.
throw-
I'm the
I
odd
just like
one
throwing
out
crap at
here.
people.
I was Ness.
Who'd you have? Ness. Okay, good
yeah.
I
choice.
remember that. I remember
Yeah.
that.
Oh, that was the period when everyone's like, "What's a NES?"
Yeah.
Even me, I didn't
In
know
the game? That's
what's
crazy.
Earthbound. I don't know.
Well, that's what's so awesome about Smash. They do such a good job of like no one knew. I won't say no one, but a lot of the majority of people didn't know what Earthbound was, and now everyone knows what it is. You know.
Same
Yeah,
with
and I
Fire
wanted to
Emblem.
talk about too.
Fire
There's
Emblem
many
got
series.
huge.
Fire Emblem, even F-Zero. Not many people actually even knew
Yeah.
Captain Falcon. Not many people even knew
It's really cool.
Samus. Who's like when I
Mhm.
was a kid, I didn't know who Samus was. I just
Yep.
thought I was like, I didn't even know it was a girl. Right? I was
Yeah.
literally still
Oh,
in
yeah.
that camp. So
Yeah.
I
it
love
was
that.
I did for sure. Super Metroid was one of my favorite games growing up. I didn't have it either. I had to play it at my aunt's house every time we visited.
Good game
Such
to
an
play.
awesome
though.
game, man. Yeah, God, I'd probably want to go back every week to my aunt's house if that was the game she had.
now of a game that Smash Brothers introduced you into that you didn't hear of otherwise, then you play because of Smash Bros. What is your favorite out of that?
Good question.
Fire Emblem for sure for me. I mean,
Fire
I'm
Emblem,
not a
good
huge
choice.
strategy guy, but I didn't know what Fire Emblem was. And it's funny because like the one thing that got me to enjoy to like learn Fire Emblem wasn't the characters in Smash Bros. Melee of Marth and Roy that they added. It was the song that was from Smash Bros. Melee. That song still to this day is one of the most hype songs I've ever heard.
Yeah,
and I
definitely.
wanted to know what it came from, and it was Fire Emblem. And so I ended up emulating one of the NES Fire Emblems that had a patch, like an English patch on it. I
Nice.
hated it, and it was hard as heck. But
Hit it super
it was
hard.
still my introduction to Fire Emblem because of Smash Bros. And it's a fantastic series now, and it's I'm happy
Huge
that
now.
I mean, the same
actually
thing
took
happened with
that
me in
game.
Fire Emblem. I wouldn't have known what it was, and I wouldn't have played it if it wasn't for Smash. So I definitely owe it. And Fire Emblem's one of the best like things for me when it comes to Nintendo properties. It's really really good.
I wasn't a big fan of the newest Fire Emblem, but I agree with everything you said.
But
Yeah, the
Emblem.
3DS ones were great. I never finished any of them, but the ones I played on the 3DS were great.
Yeah,
The
they
Wii
were all
one, the
amazing.
Wii one also was fantastic.
My
Oh,
favorite
yeah.
really
Oh,
is Earthbound though, and
yeah.
it must have been because
Yeah.
I attached a
Earthbound's
NES,
so
and I
good.
just had to know who he was and all of that, and it drove me to Earthbound, and to this day that's like one of my favorite games, and I wouldn't have played it without Smash. So that's always
Yeah,
really
I would
cool.
say Zelda, but let's all be real. We all were.
We were
of
playing
course,
that.
of course.
Smash.
We all
Yeah.
played it already.
Yeah, it was already like the best game I've ever played by then.
Well, it wasn't for me personally, but I have a friend who had never even heard of what Bayonetta was. Started picking Bayonetta, really liked her character, and then he went and played the games. And man,
Oh,
I'm
that's
glad
awesome.
he did.
Nice.
They're so
Awesome.
good. So
Who's
pretty cool.
y'all's main now?
in Ultimate?
Young Link.
Which
Yeah,
game?
It's like
it doesn't even
now,
matter
it's
like
like-
the game. What's a character you go to now? Is it still like
It's changed for me.
Well,
every-
now that
pretty
they've
much every
added
game.
like multiple
Yeah.
versions of each character, mine would
Yeah.
be Toon Link, not regular Link, and then regular Link would be.
I
my
guess
second.
let's say out of any of the Smash games, who would you say your favorite? Yeah, what Toon Link?
Yeah, Toon Link.
I think
For-
Sheik
I
is
think
probably.
it's still
if I
be
had to
Young
pick
Link for
one-
me.
Young Link. If I had to pick one, I'd go Sheik, even though that's only one game, but it was just so big in that game that definitely my
Yeah.
favorite.
Oh, in Melee?
Yeah, back
Yeah,
in
no.
Melee.
In Melee, Sheik was mine too, man. It's like the
I
only
love
one
Sheik.
Link wasn't my main.
Yeah,
Roy
yeah.
was my main in Melee.
Roy.
Oh,
Yeah.
you poor guy.
Good
Yeah,
choice.
Roy's my main now, and in Melee's played Roy.
Yeah.
So
For
So-
me, I picked the prettiest princess in Smash, Marth. And,
Nice.
he's so graceful, and like the tipper.
No, for real. Back in Melee days, I did think it was a girl for a good while.
That's kind of why I make the joke that he's the prettiest princess in Smash.
I pick Bowser now, but I'd say out of
Me
all
too.
the series, who I go to the most, it's
Pretty
probably Young Link. Young
Yeah, I was
Link.
gonna say Young
Yeah.
Link.
Link and Young Link are pretty popular, I think, among
They are, yeah, for sure.
Smash players.
It's weird going from Melee where I pick Marth, where it's like the super fast, like really graceful character, and then now I play Ultimate and I pick Bowser, who's just literally a freight train. it's,
Right.
it's a weird transition, but man, Bowser in Ultimate, it just
He's
feels
crazy.
good when you KO someone at 30% with a double drop kick, you know.
So back when y'all were kids playing Smash, like N64 or Melee days, did you think you were like the best in the neighborhood kind of deal? Was there a friend you could think of that actually could beat you pretty well, that used to challenge a lot and all of that stuff? Like, do you have any
Yeah.
good stories with any of that?
I
Yeah,
just
sure.
friend David. I could not beat the guy, no matter how much. Dude, we grew up on him. We still couldn't beat him. The dude was just scary good.
Who did he main? Like, what was the character?
He didn't have a main. He was just awesome.
Just picking whoever and destroying. Nice.
Yeah, no, the dude had like hyper focus or something. Like it didn't matter what game he was playing either. It's just Smash was just one of the other ones he could whoop our butts in.
That's awesome. Some people are just damn good at that game.
Yeah.
For me personally, it was Melee. Melee was the game where, just like you described, I wouldn't lose in that game ever. Like Keith, which I think you met him one time. He didn't even play like he came later on. I know some people picked up Smash later on down the line, like Ultimate or Brawl or one of those. But my brother and I, we were so into, like, I almost wonder what would happen if we just kept going down that track. This is before people were being professional gamers and streaming their stuff and all that, right? We were just like two guys in school, and our spare time, my mom would bring us to these tournaments and stuff, drop us off, come back, and it got so crazy that we started getting to a point where we started making a name for ourselves. We had a crew. There was another crew that we play with. We like merged into one whole group, and we called ourselves Avalanche, which obviously from Final Fantasy. And we got to the point where in New York, we were like top players. We were going to MLG. We actually met P. Diddy one time outside the building. That was pretty cool. I'll never forget that.
That's awesome.
But man, it was crazy. Like to think how we used to play back then.
So the MLG thing, did you have to travel? Like, where did you go to the actual MLG event? Where was it at?
Yeah, it was in Manhattan. It was it was before. It was Manhattan in New York City, so it wasn't. It was like an hour and a half away. It wasn't that crazy. But when I got there,
for Melee.
This was for Melee. Yep. And my brother and I would train like crazy, and we would record. We had those TVs they used to have with the little VCR in the bottom of it.
Yeah.
We would record our matches, and we'd play them back and watch them all day long on the VCR. It looked so crappy, but we just practice. My brother was Peach, I was Sheik. And we'd go to these tournaments, and all the time, everyone would be against us. It was like I'd be playing, and there's 30 people behind me, like criticizing every move I'm doing and cheering on the other guy. And my poor brother's the only one cheering me on. And we would just win and win and win. And we'd go to the table to like report who won or who lost. And every single time, all right, so you lost? I'm like, no, we won. He's like, hold on, I got to verify with the other guy. Like they wouldn't believe us. And slowly,
how old were you during these times?
I was probably like maybe like 16 or 15, something like that. And my brother was in his early 20s.
So is your mom like driving you to this event?
My mom's like, you're not going down there with him by yourself. I'm bringing you. I'm like, okay, as long as you don't mind dropping us off and picking us up. And it was great, man. It was a really cool experience. Obviously, today I can't do that anymore. I wish I could, but I almost wonder what would have happened if we kept going and going and going. Some
of the biggest Smash streamers now were people who started around that time going to tournaments and winning tournaments and stuff. And
Dude,
not only are they big Smash streamers, they're big Twitch streamers too, and that's their living. You know what I mean?
I knew so many of these guys. It was crazy. Like I know today a lot of the guys you talk about in Smash, like big guys. I don't know a lot of their names, but some of the older guys, like there was one time we had a tournament at the local college, and we're just playing, doing friendly matches before the tournament starts. And this guy rolls up. I have no idea who he is. He beat me. I think in Melee we used to play 3 stocks. He just beat me 3 stocks. It wasn't even close. Or 4 stocks. He 4-stocked me. I was like, I had never had that happen before. I was like, who the hell is this guy? So we play again. He did it to me again, and he's just whooping me. And finally I do okay against him. Then he leaves. He goes to the room. I'm like, who the hell was that guy? It was this guy, PC Chris, which was like one of the greatest.
Oh, wow. Yeah, I know who PC Chris is. Yeah.
He used to have this thing.
He's the skater dude with the black hair. Yeah.
His hair would hang down like this, and every time he killed me, he always go like this and whip his hair. I'll never forget. I was so mad every time he did that. I was like, stop doing that.
But no, I would feel honored just to play PC Chris. He was
it was
top 8 at the time? He won a few times. Like, and this is like
we're like the 2 competitors for top.
This is when Mango was playing and Hungrybox was playing, and he's still up in there. He was good.
Mango at tournaments before back in the day. Hungrybox, all those guys. It's just crazy to think about now. Like, if I tell people this, they probably won't even believe me, but it really was what was happening back in the day. And obviously now I play Smash when I can, but man, I miss those days. So.
You played a legendary person where there's a tech in Melee named after him.
Right.
PC drop.
Right.
Yeah.
I remember the last thing I'll say is PC Chris used to bring his girlfriend to all his tournaments, right? And he used to play teams with her. And he would purposely go in with her against 2 people who were really, really good. Like, he didn't care. And he would always kind of like hang back. And then once they started getting his girlfriend, he'd come in and just obliterate everyone. He always would do that. I'm like, oh, this guy's crazy, man. So
that's awesome.
Yeah, it was really cool stuff, man. Back in the day.
Like Melee and 64, it was just friends, whoever we could find to play and all that. And then even with the biggest thing, so me and Jake and then brothers of mine and friends went to school, whatever, we all played. And I want to say we were always just kind of on the same level, going back and forth between matches. It was pretty much my little brother Jake and me were like always shuffling around. Tony came into the mix a little later, and Tony was just as good as us too. At first he wasn't, and he, 6 months later, a year later, playing with us all the time, he just built it up and all that. So like we got to the point where we could beat anyone in our area pretty easily, but it never went further than that until like whenever I was like 17, 18 years old, I moved to Panama City, and then that's whenever Brawl just came out. And but I was an adult, and I'm like, oh, I can finally like travel and go to tournaments. Now, I didn't know the game was going to end up being crap, but in the beginning, I was super hyped on it, and I did go to tournaments in the beginning. And I remember like going to one, it was actually in a GameStop. Surprisingly enough, which is really rare to see them holding a tournament in there. But I was just wrecking everybody I played. But this other guy was doing the exact same thing, and we just keep watching each other. And then it's the final matchup, and thankfully it worked out that we were both so opposite, and we were the championship match. And I didn't lose one stock to anybody as well as him. He didn't lose one stock to anybody either, but the time the final match hit, and it was a $300 pull there, and then he crushed me. I only killed him once, and he killed me all the rest, and I felt so embarrassed because I was just sitting there thinking like, oh, I don't know. I was studying and watching him, and I just felt like, oh, I got him the entire time, just confidence through the roof, but I got fucking wrecked by him. But he was that super awkward. He was like that, how do I describe it? Who's that kid that like almost has like bad autism or something and watches every frame?
Mewtwo King?
Mewtwo King, yes.
King? Yeah.
He acted exactly like that kid.
That kid, and he used to scare me at tournaments.
Mewtwo King is from Florida, so maybe it could have been him.
And what's bad too is like the whole crowd was on my side because no one he's so unlikable of a character,
Right.
And I had the crowd on my side and I lost it, and it was so embarrassing.
But I wish I had tournament stories from back then, but like what I remember is like in high school and middle school and stuff, there was like I had study hall, or like I was in chorus, like and at the end of the year after our last concert, it would just basically be a study hall, and I'd just have this huge duffel bag that I'd bring. So some days I'd bring in my Xbox and like all my controllers, and we'd just play like split screen Halo or something like that. Or another day I would bring my GameCube and a bunch of GameCube controllers and Melee, and we just have like a dozen or 24 people.
We had it pretty made during those times of like Halo and Smash were like the two big ones, and it was pretty awesome.
Still my two favorites.
It'd be on like one of those TVs that like the teachers would wheel in the room on Sunday they didn't want to teach.
Everyone got so hyped though when those TVs came rolling in. It's the best time, like thank God, please.
Yes, and it got to the point where like during certain times people would like skip lunch to come to the gymnasium, and I'd just have my duffel bag on the cart with the TV, and we would just wheel it like either in the gymnasium or the chorus room across the way, and we'd just be playing video games. And Smash was a big one where we'd just do like 4-player free-for-alls, items on, of course, and we were all just having a blast. And I didn't take Smash competitively till later in life.
I can't remember the point in my life whenever items got switched off. I know, like I have clear memories of them being in the game and so much fun, just like getting the hammer and smashing everybody immediately. But then there's like a point where the hammers and all that just cease to exist.
Yeah, we can't do this anymore.
Competitive. I just can't do items. I can't do it anymore.
If I remember in our friend group when the items kind of stopped was kind of Brawl, which, like you're saying, it's not the best game, but I think that's when we were all a lot older, so it started becoming more competitive.
Yeah.
I mean, Melee was the most competitive, but for us, we were a lot younger and stuff. But that's when I remember items being turned off.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
It was in Melee, man. I had a friend, we literally decided one time we're gonna have a competition with each other, see who's actually better with more characters. So we took the flat stage, turned off all the items, and one-on-one each other with the same character through the whole roster. I ended up winning by like 2 characters. And then from then it was like, oh, we have to do it every once in a while, make sure who's on top.
Oh yeah, that's the meme.
You were ahead of the curve there. You knew what was coming.
Like there's even a meme in the Smash community where they're like 1v1 Fox only Final Destination, no items. You know what I mean? It's just it's just like the meme.
I feel like when people look at the way we play the game, I understand their thoughts. I get it. That's so boring. I get it. But man, I don't know. I just can't enjoy it the other way. But I understand that you have this much content of a game and we play this much of it.
Yeah,
I understand. I get where they're coming from, but I'm just glad that
I felt at any time, like when we were playing no items and taking it seriously in Melee and whatever, there would be moments to where like, okay, let's all just play like 4 players and then just turn on items, Pokeballs, whatever, just come up with whatever game and we'd have fun. But obviously, most of the time, okay, let's just do 1-on-1s or 2v2, stuff like that. Now, back whenever like Melee was at its prime and playing with Jake and all of that, Tony was a lot younger. He wasn't really too much into that time until he's saying when Brawl started hitting around. But with Melee, the big thing I remember here, Donnie, so me and Jake would pretty much beat anyone in our area, no problem, like I'm saying. Anyone challenge wasn't close. But then I want to say it was like 9th or 10th grade when I met Donnie, and then he was saying he played Smash, and I go over to his house and play against him, and he completely crushes me, and he played Mario, and I remember very clearly, like, I didn't get a stock on him, and my mind was so blown because up to that point, I was like, I don't know how much better I could get. I felt I could be as good as I could possibly be, and then it just complete wipe. And then so I start purposely going to his house and playing him just so I can get better. And next thing I know, 2 or 3 months later, I can actually play with him and we can trade back and forth. And then now, whenever I'm playing against Jake and whoever, now I'm wiping the floor with them, and then they have to get better because of me and blah, blah, blah. But then after, a few months of that, they pretty much went back up to my level because I got better playing Donnie. So it kind of like helped us all out in the end, But it's just funny to think that, like, you think you're really, really good, and then you get wiped by somebody.
You go to a tournament or something.
It's like straight up Dunning-Kruger effect, man. You know what I mean? Like, you think you know all about this, and then you go against PC Chris, for example.
Yeah, my God.
That happened to me just recently. Like, I hadn't played the game in like 3 years. It's been a long time. And I remember, like, my coworkers were talking about how they could beat me in Smash and Mario Kart and all that. I'm just like, I know that I haven't played either game in years, but I promise you can. And so they told me to bring my Switch, and we went next door and played on it's like a giant bar that has like a 100-inch projector, and they let me put my Switch on it, and we played Mario Kart and Smash, and I won every single game. And I'm like, bro, let me borrow your game of Smash. So I take it back to my house, and I play with Rudy and Tim, thinking, yeah, just wax my friends. I'm the GOAT again, baby. And then I get completely destroyed. I'm like, well, I'm glad to see that I completely sucked still.
I'm telling you, circle of life, man. I got wiped last night.
It just shows like there's waves. Like there's people who say they play like Smash and Mario Kart, and maybe they do, but it's like I haven't played in years, and I wax them, 3-stock them every single time. Yeah. And then I go play Tim and Rudy, who play it a little more than me, and it's like I'm like the kid that's like on the G League on the NBA team. I'm not even like I'm on their practice league. Like it's like I got to make it back up to get it.
That's what I love about Smash though is losing that game. Yeah, we all hate to lose. I get it, including myself. But man, you really do get better when you start seeing certain things they're doing to you that you keep falling for over and over and over, and you eventually start to you make one little change and all of a sudden you're back in the game. So yeah, it's definitely the best way to get better.
Honestly, it only takes like a few days, and you just seem to fall right back into it.
Yeah, you need like a week or two of muscle memory to get back.
You can't get discouraged for sure. You got to keep playing if you want to keep obviously being good at it. Obviously, so.
And then we'll do one more here, about 10 more minutes. Yeah. I know you got to leave here.
I got to go in like 2 minutes actually.
Okay.
So if you guys want,
one last. Yeah, let's go ahead and just pause it now. We're back in. All right, so I wanted to go into discussing like our favorite character reveals, and just off the top of your head, I mean, not even saying like what your number one is, just ones in general that you were super hyped when they popped, whether it was from Melee, Brawl, Wii U, whatever. Like any over the course of the whole series, which were some of your favorites?
I think the biggest one that everyone can relate to is Sonic being in Brawl.
That was huge. That was huge.
everyone was like on the playground talking about like, man, you can unlock Sonic in Melee if you YouTube 50,000 times.
I remember
that without getting hit once, and it's like
100-man Melee crazy. Without one hit. I was like, yes, you get Sonic.
You would even find them on websites where you're looking at like, cheat codes of how to unlock Sonic, and you try them all and never work.
So I think that one goes hand that for me. That one's probably the biggest one. But I think
pretty
the
huge.
One,
yeah.
The hypest one was probably Snake in Brawl 2, just because
that was huge.
That was probably the very first like so far out of left field like announcement. Like out of everyone that they could possibly have in a Nintendo IP, they pick Solid Snake, and everyone was just like, "Wait, what?" And it's hype because it was so unexpected.
Exactly.
You know?
I was
Cloud
insane
was another
that.
one when Cloud was announced as one.
That one too.
Yeah,
for sure.
Yeah, I thought Mega Man was like it blew my mind.
Yeah, Mega Man was another good one.
The way they did it was so cool too. I was like,
at the end when they did the final smash and it's all the Mega Mans. That was so cool.
What was the one that was more recent with the character from?
Hold on, wait. Mega Man. What was the moment? It was at a Nintendo event, right? Where there was like a Smash tournament when they were first revealing the game, but they were doing a tournament on top of it, right? And then like they did the Super Mega Blaster with Mega Man. It was this whole meme for a long time. Because like the narrator was like screaming about his blaster or something.
I don't remember that.
It was this whole moment.
That particular trailer where like the moon behind it. What was the one more recently with the Splatoon character had like the in her eye she sees the Smash icon? Who was revealed in that one again? Do you remember that one?
I know exactly what you're talking about, but I forgot.
You see like the flaming Smash Bros icon in her eye. It's zooming in on her eye. I just can't remember.
That was the first trailer, I think, for Ultimate. Like
that's what it was. You're right.
The very first trailer they showed.
We didn't know
Inklings doing things.
We didn't know it was Smash Bros. Yeah,
maybe that's why I thought it was pretty big.
Because we were thinking it was just more Splatoon, and it ended up being Smash Bros. That's what it was.
You're right. That's what it was.
They also started the Sora reveal with the logo in her eye too.
Yeah.
So.
Oh, that's true.
Call back.
I think I have to change my answer. Like before, I was going to say Sephiroth, but I was thinking about it. I have to say the first trailer for the first game is playing the So Happy Together, and they're in the mascots just beating the snot out of each other. I didn't even believe it was real. I was like, no way. Then it shows gameplay. I was like, I have it.
Yeah,
dude,
I can't wait to kick Pikachu's butt with Mario.
the fact that we have a game now that if we saw this image like 20 years ago, everyone would be like, that's complete fake. Pac-Man, Mario, Sonic in the same game.
Minecraft Steve and Sora fighting each other, dude.
It's unbelievable, man. It's just crazy. It's pretty awesome.
What a time to be alive.
I wonder whenever the next Smash. I think this game. At least I hope this game will not. They don't make a new one for a while because I don't think it's necessary for at least another 5 years, maybe longer. I don't really think it's necessary. But when they do, are they gonna be committed to doing this again? Like, are people going to be expecting?
Well, I mean, let's get into that. Like, what is the next Smash Bros? Like, you can't get all these characters again, can you? That seems impossible.
I mean, I don't know. They might.
That would be based like off the the companies that hold the whatever you would call it for all these
IPs.
stuff. So if they're willing, but
you got to get permission from every last one of them.
Yeah,
maybe Nintendo's already made a deal with the companies to.
That's true. We don't know the back. We don't know the paperwork. Yeah.
And not only that, like think of it this way: the other previous Smash games they sold well because they were on consoles like the Wii. They sold really well. Wii U not so much. And then Switch, which is one of the best-selling consoles of all time, along with Smash being one of the best-selling games.
Ultimate is number 2 or 3 on the system. It's in the. We looked it up recently on an episode. Me and Rudy. It was something like 28 million copies. I mean, Spider-Man is at 13 million. Smash Bros. Ultimate is 28 million.
So like the sheer visibility that game gets. The chances of them having those IPs, I think, is
why wouldn't they agree?
How many people are going to turn that down?
Yeah,
that's the question.
Exactly.
Like, they're all going to be right on board again if Nintendo's willing to do the work to go get everyone again. I'm just wondering, like, how would you guys feel if Smash Bros. Whatever you want to call it comes out, 6 years
and it's
from now,
like 15 characters.
Not to go that low, but let's just say
like
if you look at the trajectory, 64 had like 12 characters, Melee had like 20 something.
Let's just say
Brawl,
like 35. I don't know.
I'm pretty sure Melee was like in the 20s, but I think Brawl had, what was it, maybe like 30 something, 40 maybe.
Probably, I'd say 40.
And then obviously Smash Bros for Wii U was like a little in that range too, and then obviously Ultimate took it to a new level. So how would you feel if the new one comes out and there's 50 characters or something like?
So you're saying that what if Smash Bros pulled a Street Fighter Third Strike?
Yeah,
basically got rid of their roster and brought in all new.
Think about it. One of your favorite characters gets cut. Okay, I'll go to one of my other characters. But if they cut like 30 characters, you might very well, imagine a game where you don't have any of your characters that you love to play. That would really suck, I think, for.
I think as long as there's not too many duplicates, I'd be all right with it.
Yeah. I feel like it's going to be very hard to go backwards after this came out because
that's what I think.
Like going forward, they're just going to get better tech. Like they should be able to keep that many characters, and if they do lower it, are they going to reintroduce the same characters that they've already had in future DLC, which is guaranteed to come out? So, they have to keep adding new characters if they're going to do it. I think what we're going to get is exactly what we got with Mario Kart. I think they're going to just port this over to their next system, and it'll carry on for the next 10 years. I don't think they try and make another one again.
I don't think they have it in the paperwork. I don't think they even the licenses aside, think of the person who creates it. So Sakurai is a big part of this, and a huge team, and they had to spend ages working on each character, and every time you add a new character, you have to balance the rest and all of that. Sure. I don't think they have it in them because I think he's done. He keeps saying he's done. But now,
just like Kojima did with Metal Gear.
But it really feels like he's actually done. His face he's making on this little last video, he really is given this sign. He's in his 50s, dude. How could you even do it in your 60s? I don't think you even could.
Well, there's going to be people who take it over,
And so when the new team takes it over and they don't work as hard as he does, do you think... I think it's going to be a lot less, and I think they're going to rework it, and I think it's going to be a whole new engine, a whole new mentality to it, almost like a refresh.
I honestly wouldn't be too mad about that if they did that. Like, let's say like a long time down the road, not like a couple years between Smash Bros. Installments, but like 10 years from now or something. Yeah,
like
that.
A big gap, and then
and they just try something brand new, kind of like what Street Fighter did with Third Strike. I'd be all for it if they not like overhaul the gameplay stuff, but if they added a bunch of new things that are not what you see in a typical Smash game, like shields, side specials, up specials, all that stuff, if they kind of changed just like the core of it, but added a new roster, maybe actually focused on competitive play, I'd be okay with it.
Because with Ultimate 2, it's not even characters, it's stages, it's all of these modes. Oh, we want the home run contest. Oh, we want... There's so many things added, and he keeps topping it, and including the previous. At some point, I don't know. I really have this feeling we're going to get a completely just whole new take on Smash Bros. And
you think it's possible they ever make like a 3D version of Smash?
Oh, God.
Oh man,
I hope not.
I don't want it.
I think they're smarter.
Like Budokai Tenkaichi.
I don't want it.
That would be crazy.
I think that in a lot of these Japanese developers, I almost feel like they handle it a little differently than the American ones. Like for example, I could see Sakurai having so much. I almost feel like they have more care to their IP than some of the Western developers do. I feel like some of the Western guys, they do their thing and they move on. I feel like Sakurai's not going to just let this go. Even if he's not actively sitting there and doing everything like he is now, he's going to be mentoring other people.
Because that was Kojima's problem, is he actually did want to end, but he had more story to tell. And once other people start doing it and it's not him, he's like, no, it's got to be me.
That's what I think is going to happen here. Even, if you...
He's going to be walking in a cane, 75.
Look at Miyamoto for a long time. He was still pretty
go home, Sakurai.
I don't see him letting it go, man. Think about his legacy that he's created here with over 20 years.
Crap at his pants while he's sitting at the desk working.
I think we're going to be playing this Smash Bros. Still in whenever the next is, just like Jake said, whenever the new system launches, year one, we're gonna get Smash Bros. Ultimate.
No, I
2.0,
hope
whatever you
so.
wanna call
I
it.
hope so.
Smash Bros.
Which is fine. Which is fine. Look at Mario Kart 8.
No, I
it's
hope
freaking
so.
crazy that Mario Kart 8 came out on Wii U and it's selling 40+ million.
I don't
copies.
want to lose Sora and Cloud and
Yeah, me neither.
I don't know. All of these crazy things. Mega Man. I don't want this stuff gone. Pac-Man.
Everything fits so perfectly. I mean, imagine losing your favorite character. That would really suck. I'd be.
They're gonna include all the DLC fighters and add more to it. That's what's gonna happen.
I could see that. I could see that. So either way, it's huge, man. It's undeniable. I know there's a lot of Smash Bros. Haters out there, but they can't deny how big this game is and its effect.
Yeah, they really
and then
can't.
the whole. If you play this, it's only for little kids. Like it's so corny. Like the things
You're
I
not
hear.
a real fighting game player if you're
When
playing Smash Bros.
When in fact this game is probably the most intense game I've ever played. It's just there's so much to it. So
and Melee especially is one of the most
my God,
technical fighting games of all time. So it's weird that people who play like Tekken and all that stuff are like, Smash Bros isn't a real fighting game, but Melee is.
It's lasted longer than any other fighter. It actually has.
Yeah.
It still pulls in like hundreds of thousands of viewers.
It keeps going to where we think it's about to die. And when the pandemic first started, we thought it was going to die because, okay, you can't do local play anymore and all that. And then that's why they built the Slippy thing. And now it's bigger than it's ever been.
God bless Fizzy for building Slippy, man.
Wait, guys, before I forget, it's something we were talking about earlier real quick. So that trailer, I looked it up, the one I was referring to. You guys are right. It's the Smash Bros. Reveal trailer. But they also revealed that the Inklings are going to be in that game with that trailer. Is that correct?
Yeah.
Because I don't think they have... Okay, so I guess the Splatoon character reveal was...
Yeah, that was the
was pretty cool.
Splatoon
Yeah, got it.
Yeah.
Okay.
And that was the whole thing of the fact that it was Ultimate because he kind of tricked all these characters or whatever, and then we were wondering, hey, are we even going to get DLC? Are we and Brawl, not in Brawl, the Wii U one, we actually missed some characters from previous games.
Yeah, they lost some.
And we ended up getting any character that was ever in any of the games right back into Ultimate.
I love that video when they showed you, they're literally going 1, 2, 3, 4, showing all of them. That was so cool. Yeah, that was awesome. Do you remember? I think we talked about it. Remember Smash Dojo when what was it, the Wii U?
Yeah.
One?
So I wanted to say this when Jake's here. So remember TGN. So remember when I would do the post every Friday of the big announcements of the website, and it was a whole thing. I mean, I spent so much time just wording the post and putting all the pictures in there and showcasing this Smash Dojo event for the forum.
Yeah, it was good times.
I love that website. I had it bookmarked. I'd always check it. I just love those. That was before the videos were huge, right?
We would get an announcement of a freaking basic item sometimes. And then,
oh my God, they have the lipstick in this game. Yeah. Oh my God, crazy.
And then the next day you get Wario.
See, Wario, I'll never stop fighting for Waluigi. Maybe one day. It just makes sense. Can you imagine how stupid he would be? His grabs. He'd probably poke you in the butt or something. Something stupid like that.
You know what I was hoping is whenever he was doing the final character of Sora, I was hoping he would be like, oh, and here's a alternate skin of Wario, but he makes something like an alternate Daisy to Peach or whatever.
Right.
I was kind of hoping that would happen with Wario and Waluigi. He could have done that.
Yeah.
That'd be so hard to work in though, because
I know that'd be weird.
Are the same size, so they don't have to change hitboxes.
So much
taller
and skinnier.
Maybe one day. People have already modded Waluigi into Project M and stuff like that, so you could always play those if you want a Waluigi.
Do you think they could ever do a Project M type of thing with the Switch one?
They do. It's called P+.
And there's wave dashing and stuff.
Yeah, they actually had it canceled at tournaments because Nintendo sent the almighty C&D hammer on them.
Yeah. Good old Nintendo.
Yeah. Boy! Love them and hate them.
What about any games that Smash brought into? Because Smash created its own genre, like platformer fighter. Is there any other of this genre now that Smash created that you liked or you thought was cool?
Well, you guys were talking about the Nickelodeon All-Stars, which I have yet to try, but that looks promising. Besides that, Dave, what was the name of the game we played for a while?
Rivals of Ether.
Rivals of Ether, yeah.
I was talking about that with Dave a few nights ago, too, and man, that game was amazing, and I just didn't play enough of it, and I really regret it. I think it's still Is it still active? I don't know.
Oh yeah, for sure.
It was
still
crazy
have tournaments
good
and stuff, and it's still really good. And they added more characters like Hollow Knight and Ori.
That's
from
so
Ori and the
cool.
Blind
I
Forest.
wish we had those guys in
And
Smash Bros, man.
on top of that, they also have like Steam Workshop support now. So now people are just making their own characters.
Oh,
and
nice.
some of them, if they're good enough, the developers actually incorporate them into the game.
That's amazing.
You know, I love platform fighters, especially the more technical ones. Like, I'm not huge into like Brawlhalla or anything.
Yeah, me neither.
But ones like
I didn't like Brawlhalla at all. I don't know
Yeah.
why, but it just
it
wasn't
that great. You know,
I didn't like
know
Brawl
it's
Out that
huge.
much either. I
But,
wasn't.
you know,
Pretty much the only one I played, and
It's
wasn't a
whatever.
fan.
I feel like they're few and far between. Like, I'm surprised more people don't try to copy the formula. Like,
It's true.
You
And I
would
mean,
think
they're
we'd
really
see a
hard-
ton.
But it's such a
They're hard
big,
to sell.
it's
It can
such
be
a big
hard to
legacy
mimic.
to,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Has
Yeah.
anybody
Nintendo's
played
got so many
PlayStation
well-known
All-Stars?
characters.
Yep.
Yeah, I played PlayStation All Stars. I used to play.
How
it on
is
Vita.
that? I never
played
played
it.
Is it similar to Smash?
I played
it's
it.
an
for-
idea. Similar.
Yeah, it's got some similarities. You're not knocking people off into the edge to kill
You're
them.
using
though.
a special move to kill them.
Right. I think their downfall was they just, and I'm not mad at them copy and pasting. I think that's fine. Do it and then add it yourself. But they didn't go
They
far
played it
enough with
safe.
it. You know? Yeah.
They played a really
Very
safe.
safe game.
The core gameplay was just beat your opponents, orbs fall out, collect the orbs, use a special move to kill them.
Right.
That was it.
Right, and the thing that they were missing that Sakurai has is Sakurai, you can tell he puts so, like, if you're a huge Kingdom Hearts guy and you see Sora's moves and the way he acts and all his stuff, you see that he really is sticking true to the game, right? They weren't doing that. It was just like, here's Kratos and here's Nathan Drake, and it's just that's it, you know. I don't know.
Dang. Yeah, I get it.
It was soulless. It felt soulless when compared to Smash Bros. And hell, even other platform fighters, it just feels soulless. Like Rivals of Aether is a 2D pixel art game,
Right.
but the characters feel like they have so much soul and they feel so unique. And you know, PlayStation All Stars just unfortunately it kind of lacked that.
I wonder if they'll ever try again. I feel like now could
Now's
be a
the
good time to try it again. Yeah.
Yeah.
Sure.
Like look at Nickelodeon All Stars. You know, that's really taking off.
Yeah.
And I think it's just all about timing. People wanted it right now, so that just happened to come out at a good time, and it's got some good devs behind it and a good IP that everyone recognizes. So I think it can do really good things.
Maybe we'll wrap it up here if there's anything else anyone wants to bring up. I mean, the next game, what do you even... Is there... So, Switch in general, do you think they're making a Switch 2, or do you think they're making a whole new thing?
I'm
kind of curious about that.
I think 100% that right now they're doing the bait and switch that Nintendo always does. They came out, all these rumors, 4K Switch, DLSS, all this stuff, right? And they came out with the OLED. I think they knew that people are going to be like, oh, we're let down. And I think they have a Pro one coming out. They're going to do the thing where, let's go get the OLED. And then people are going to be pissed in a year or two when they reveal.
Is Switch Pro Switch 2?
Right. I think that's what I think. I think the next Switch, I think they'd be dumb to go back to a home console, to be honest. I really think this works for them, clearly. The people love it. I think they're going to come out with another Switch. And let's see, Switch came out in 2017, right? I think by like 2023, let's say end of 2022, we'll start hearing about it. It's going to be the Switch. It's got DLSS. It'll have higher resolutions. And I feel so certain about that for some reason. What do you guys
think? Do you
think?
think they're done with the portable consoles in general, and it will strictly be like a hybrid from here on out?
I think so.
I think so. It's
That
been
would
so
be
successful
amazing.
for them. I mean, look at how they're
Yeah.
selling. It's like by the time they're done, they might pass the PS4 numbers at the end. It's very possible. the
I mean,
trajectory right now.
Wii was the most success they ever had, and they changed it.
But
What's even their competitor right now as far as like, I mean,
Didn't the
they're their own
3DS
thing, like a
sell
gaming
really
tablet.
good amount?
the 3DS sold a good amount, but not if you keep the trajectory going. The Switch right now, it's gonna pass that so easily.
Nintendo also does their thing where they'll have a console or something, whether it be
Right.
portable or home, and it's super successful.
Right.
And then they release a follow-up, and it's kind of like, what? And like 2DS, super successful. They released 3DS, and
Yeah.
everyone was like,
So
what?
I'm
Super
asking
successful
this
still, but you know, and
because
then the Wii,
when
super successful Wii U after that.
Yep.
when Smash comes
Hopefully that pattern
out,
doesn't
we
go.
seem to get a Smash every generation. So okay,
Right.
when this Switch 2 or Switch Pro is out, okay, is that when we get our next Smash?
At some point, not right away. I don't think it'll be a launch. I think it'll be what we said before. They're gonna port this one over. We'll play that for a little while, and then
I think they're waiting to release the new Mario Kart. I expect to get the new Mario Kart on the new Switch.
Agreed.
And then for a while, you'll get Smash a while after Mario Kart.
Or they could do the thing that a lot of people do now, which is at the end of the Switch's life cycle, which Nintendo's usually a little on the shorter end than the others, right? So let's say 6 years, like 2023, they'll come out with Mario Kart at the end of the Switch's life, and then it'll come out on the new one too. You know how they do that sometimes, like at the same time? Like Breath of the Wild, for example. I think they'll do something like that. You know,
Twilight Princess, they did the same.
Yep.
Are all of us getting Breath of the Wild too? Do we all have Switches?
My God, of course.
Yeah.
100%.
Do you think they announced the Switch Pro for Breath of the Wild 2? Since it could be.
I'm hoping. That would be really nice. It would make me buy this. It would make me buy the console because I'd have a big new Zelda to play it on. It would be the perfect.
I think they'll
grab.
announce it if Breath of the Wild 2 comes out next year, like it's supposed to. I think they might hit it too because it's been pushed a little bit. If it comes out next year and they announce a new Switch coming out the following year, no one's gonna wait, right? You guys are still gonna play it right away, I'm assuming.
Regardless, I'm playing it when it releases. Yeah.
But if they announce it and say, "Hey, play it," with better resolution, whatever, next year, then I'll probably play it again.
But they're not gonna do.
I don't think they're gonna do that though.
They've never done that. They never will.
Because the OLED just came out, so I don't know if they would do that because they're gonna try to sell those.
Yeah, they don't really want to cannibalize.
Trying to trick us into think, no, it's just OLED, and we're not going to get one next year.
Right?
Bam.
They know what they're doing. They put out a statement saying we do not have a 4K Switch in development right now, and it's
tons of developers confirmed it, bro. They have it. They do have kits that support 4K. Why would they? Why did Nintendo send them that? Are they all lying? No way.
They're not dumb. They understand that the PS5 and the Xbox Series X, they're only going to get better at working with those systems and get more out of it, right, over the next years, like they always do. And so they need something to compete. Yeah. Nintendo
now, is it the dock or is it in the handheld? Because if it's in the handheld, that thing's going to be expensive as crap.
Yeah. Well, look at the Steam Deck. That thing's taking a huge cut.
But that's not 4K. That's 720.
It's not 4K. You're right. But I think they'll probably have to cut the price a little bit or something. Console players don't buy systems that expensive.
As much as Nintendo likes the idea of competing with those consoles, I mean, they actually don't. They don't really care about competing with those consoles, but they're always going to be behind the curve in certain aspects. Like look at the Wii that was still using AV cables and only went
they
up to
just want their
480i,
ideas to be able to be executed. Yeah. So I do feel
they're their own thing.
Yeah, I do feel they're creating a game like, let's say Zelda, the second one, and they're doing all the Sky stuff. What if they're hitting these limits of like, man, okay, we do need a stronger system because we're having a lot of problems implementing these ideas we have, and that's what makes them to get the new one. I feel that's what's happening, and hopefully but
I hope that's the case, but judging by Nintendo's track record, they're supremely
do we get a Breath of the Wild 2 and it stays in 20 FPS the whole game?
I as much as I love Nintendo, I wouldn't put it past
Nintendo would. Yeah, I don't know. They don't usually do that with their Zelda games. Every other game gets dominated.
Yeah.
Because we had like Lost Woods issues, but they fixed it in like a month or two, and outside of that, everything else ran fine. Like it wasn't
the performance of Zelda was better than I even thought it was going to be. Yeah, it had some issues here and there, but definitely better than I had imagined. Yeah, sure.
So if they're making a sequel, do you think they're trying to make it look better? Do you think they're just using the exact same graphics? I mean,
so Breath of the Wild 2, you're saying?
Yeah.
I think it's going to be like Ocarina of Time and Majora's Mask. Doesn't look that different. It's completely new ideas. But I think we're all okay with that, right? I don't need... Yeah. That's like the new God of War. Yeah. Some people complaining about God of War Ragnarok. I can't believe it looks so similar. Like, well, what do you expect? I mean, the game...
Now, I wish it was a PS5 game and not PS4 and PS5.
I do wish that, but
I'm not complaining on how it looks knowing that it's PS4 and PS5.
Right. Agreed. Yep.
Anyway, but all right. Well,
I mean, at the same time,
PS4 one still looks fantastic, though.
It looks great. It looks amazing.
Yeah, we're being spoiled.
One of the best games I've ever seen.
we're being super cringe and just being like, man, I just wish, because we have a PS5 in front of our faces, and we just want. Just please put all your energy into that system.
It's not just the graphics though. It's other things that being only on the PS5 could help, But I'm completely fine with the game, and I can't wait for it to come out. But
we're all gonna play it and love it. I mean,
oh yeah, totally.
Yeah.
All right. Well, now when are we all gonna play Smash Bros? Get a big arena going now. Now that's the next thing we have to do.
I mean, I'm down.
I'm down to play.
But I guess that'll do it for this episode. Thanks for joining, everyone.
Yeah, thanks for coming on, guys.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
It was awesome.
Yeah, thanks for inviting me.
It's really sad to know it's come to a close, and I have a feeling that Sakurai could be done, and that's what really has me like, man, if he's actually done and now it goes a completely different direction, I'm not like I'm worried. I don't think they would really mess it up, but I'm sad that because he built a legacy. I mean, there's not a single other video game that went to this it actually outperformed the MCU on collaborations. I mean, think about it.
It really did. He's 51 years old. I mean, that's not that old for people to be done completely. I don't know, man.
Yeah.
Might be some hope. But I'm looking at his
history. Is there anything ever created, book, movie, whatever, that like added all of these worlds into one as many as this did? It's not even close.
I don't think so. I think Marvel is the closest thing, and it's not even on this level. I mean, yeah, it's a little different because it's movies, but still, yeah, this crossover is. I don't think I've ever seen anything like this before.
So, like, I mean, he's technically put more work.
Capcom. So.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
And it's like, 15, 20 characters in 2 different universes. This is 90 characters from how many different universes?
It's ridiculous, man. It's just crazy. It shows you too how many franchises Nintendo has that they need to get back out, and people would probably love. Like, they just have so many dormant IP just sitting there that they could pull back out and start using again. So,
but yeah, I just wanted
Nintendo's exclusives are what keeps bringing me back, man. I buy a Switch knowing it doesn't keep up with the others because the games it's gonna have.
It's a perfect like complementary system to go with your other stuff, you know. And that portable aspect, people downplay that so much. That's huge. That's like my number one favorite thing about the Switch because my lifestyle.
It's convenient.
I play mine portable more than on the dock.
I play portable all the time. I'll sit on the couch sometimes in front of my TV and play portable. It's just so convenient.
I was doing that last night, watching Big Bang Theory, playing Metroid.
Right. That's what I love about it. You can you play a game like Metroid. Maybe you're picking up expansions. You're looking where to go. You don't have to be fully invested, paying attention 100%. So you can put something on TV or whatever. It's really like the commercials, the corny commercials they came out with when it was first coming out. It really is like that. Which is
so you got me into Curb Your Enthusiasm, and now I'm doing what you expect, and I'm now watching Seinfeld, which I've never watched Seinfeld in my life. Okay, but it's got me watching to watch Seinfeld, and I'm like in season 3, and it's actually like, dang, because I was a kid. All this is adult weird stuff, right? It's all that cringe things of like, hey, I bet you $50 you won't steal an egg roll off that person's table and eat it. Like, it's things like that, and you're not gonna get it when you're a kid, but it's amazing. And anyway, so yeah, I'm playing Metroid and I'm watching Seinfeld and having a blast. But
it's great, man. It's great. Good combo.
All right, well, I'll see y'all.
All right,
later.
Take care, guys. Thanks for having me.
See ya.